The infinitely expanding universe, a world filled with silent light. Some stars die and others are born. Yes, the universe is alive. The galaxy that contains our sun is also teeming with life, but our Earth is now approaching its final end. The oceans have evaporated, and all life on its surface has died. Humanity is barely surviving. Seeking a small space underground. There are eyes in space that look upon Earth with a mocking, cruel gaze, 148,000 light years away from their galaxy. The three solar mountains of the Large Magellanic Cloud. The first planet, Gamma-Eris, is the Devil's planet that is trying to drive the Earth to destruction. The Earth Defense Force was no match for Garmillan's attacks. Defeat was already imminent. Neptune, Pluto. Even Mars had fallen into the sphere of influence of the Gamma-Eris. However, an unidentified spaceship arrives on Mars, changing the fate of the near-destroying Earth. The fateful communication capsule was tightly held in Sasha's dead hand, who had come all the way from Iscandar.
Friends of Earth, I am Stasia of Iscandar. If my sister Sasia has safely reached Earth and you have received this message, please come to Iscandar. There is only 1 year left until radiation will wipe out all life on Earth. There is no time for doubt, but we have a radiation removal device called Cosmo Cleaner D. Unfortunately, I no longer have the capacity to deliver this to Earth. 148,000 light years across the galaxy. I believe that you will come to Iscandar. I am Stasia of Iscandar.
It was a wave engine still under development, but the capsule contained a message from Stasia and blueprints for a warp travel wave engine using Iscandar technology. With the engine nearing completion, elite warriors were gathered. Great Space Warrior, Juzo Okita. Strategic Combat Leader, Susumu Kode. Flight Leader, Daisuke Shima. Lifestyle Management Leader, Yuki Mori. Engineer Leader, Hikazuman Tokugawa. Yamato Factory Manager, Shiro Sanada. Doctor, Sakazo Sato. Universal Robot Analyzer.
父ちゃん、発動機の音が。
The year was 1945 and World War II was coming to an end.
ヤマトだ。
ヤマト？
そうだ。よく見ておけよ。あれが戦艦ヤマトだ。日本の男の船だ。忘れないようによく見ておけ。
In 1945, the battleship Yamato, accompanied by 10 escort ships, set out as the last Japanese fleet to challenge an American fleet of over 300 ships. There was no longer a single support plane in sight, and the departure, loaded with only enough fuel for a one-way trip, was a desperate one, with the crew prepared never to return. At 7:04 a.m. on April 6th, the battleship Yamato came under attack from a total of 1,000 aircraft launched from American aircraft carriers.
対空用電弾敵編隊を発見。方位右30度、距離深村丸、高度6000。過去を敵機につけ、雲は低い。緊急に気をつけ。
.3 p.m., the largest battleship in history sank 260 degrees off the coast of Cape Bono, southeast of Kyushu, emitting a huge plume of black smoke and sinking 90 miles to the bottom of the ocean. That was the sad fate of a battleship built for the purpose of war. April 7th, 1945, 3 p.m., the Yamato slept deep beneath the ocean floor. Now, it has been secretly modified on the dried-up ocean floor after an attack by Gamiris.
What? Are you okay? Are you not dead?
You're a dead weight. Keep cool.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. It's been a while.
Now let's go ahead and say our usual hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good morning.
We'll keep working hard in 2026. So, what are we doing this time?
We will look at the story behind the success of space battleship Yamato and the history of Yamato.
Speaking of space battleship Yamato, there is a new remake of the space battleship Yamato series.
This time, we will not be introducing the remake, but rather the original space battleship Yamato Iscandar arc, which will be introduced in 2 parts, this time and next time, along with figures of space battleship Yamato that have been released in the past. Space Battleship Yamato is a science fiction anime produced by a Japanese television station and broadcast on commercial television in 1974, as well as a compilation animated film released in theaters in 1977. It is the first film in the Space Battleship Yamato series and does not have a subtitle. Subsequent sequels, such as the Japanese TV series Space Battleship Yamato 2 and the theatrical release Farewell to Space Battleship Yamato, Warriors of Love, are characterized by the addition of numbers and subtitles. This work is a US localization, re-edited and broadcast for English-speaking countries, of Space Battleship Yamato, which began airing in 1979 under the title Star Blazers. It was the first in the world to spread Japanese anime overseas with a continuous storyline, and is a legendary series that had a major influence on later anime culture. The story is largely the same, but although there are some changes to the characters and names, such as the name of the space battleship being changed to Argo, the theme and worldview remain the same as Space Battleship Yamato, and some of the more extreme depictions, violence, drinking, etc. have been deleted or changed.
A sequel was also made, and as you can see from the opening of this video, the cell animation is amazing. It must have been very popular from the first broadcast.
However, the ratings were poor, so when it was broadcast in Japan, it was cancelled and the number of episodes was reduced.
Huh, no way. Why?
The reason for this is that at the time it had a strong science fiction feel and was aimed at older viewers. But the biggest factor was that Heidi, Girl of the Alps, was being broadcast at the same time. At the time, it was a popular anime show with a peak audience rating of over 20%.
So, I don't understand why sequels and remakes are made.
So, let me explain why it was such a big hit and so popular that it was remade. But before that, I'd like to introduce one of my space battleship Yamato figures from my collection. This is the oldest figure in my Yamato figure collection. It's the Yamato Farewell to Space Battleship Yamato Combined Eraser. This Yamato Farewell to Space Battleship Yamato Combined Eraser was released around the time of the release of Farewell to Space Battleship Yamato, Warriors of Love in the late 1970s to early 1980s. It actually came with a base, but unfortunately it seems to have been lost, so I quickly made a base using something I had at home. It comes in a luxurious window box instead of the usual plastic bag. There are two types, a color version inspired by the TV version of Space Battleship Yamato and a color version inspired by the movie version of Farewell Space Battleship Yamato. One I own is the Farewell to Space Battleship Yamato version, with the top part being a light blue-gray. Normally, eraser figures are single-colored products like the Kanika Man eraser or the Gundam eraser. But the Space Battleship Yamato Combined Eraser is unusual in that it uses a two-color eraser.
The inside of the box also has Kodai and Yuki printed with a space background, which really brings out the image of Space Battleship Yamato, doesn't it? There's no launch port for the wave gun.
Maybe the technology wasn't there yet around 1978, or maybe they removed it to cut costs. The position of the wave motion gun is depicted flat. As the name suggests, it is a combined eraser and is made up of 3 parts.
Oh, it's a 3-part setup. Top, bottom, and the jet nozzle.
This eraser figure series is advertised as an eraser, but in reality, it won't erase pencil marks or anything else. After all, it's made of a vinyl material called PVC. I think kids are advertising erasers as an excuse to get their parents to buy them for them. Each cannon section is molded as a single piece and does not move.
So, how did it manage to bounce back after being cancelled?
The reason is, according to testimonies from fans and books at the time, this is thanks to a strategy by Space Battleship Yamato producer Yoshinobu Nishizaki, which could be called a Yamato revival plan. Yoshinobu Nishizaki was previously employed at Osamu Tezuka Productions when he worked on the anime Triton of the Sea, and he knew all too well that anime attracts a certain number of passionate fans. They then gathered together passionate fans of space battleship Yamato to carry out revival efforts. Drawing on this experience, he launched a strategy of gathering Yamato fans together and having them send out large numbers of postcards to broadcasting stations requesting rebroadcasts and requesting Yamato songs to be broadcast on the radio. According to fan testimony, as a token of appreciation, Nishizaki distributed items that fans would love, such as used cells, scripts, and cut film. As a result, it was rebroadcast by local broadcasting stations one after another, and viewers who had not seen it when it first aired began to watch it. And its fan base expanded to include college students and adults, to the point that it was later made into a late-night radio drama. The strategy worked, steadily increasing the number of Yamato fans. Producer Nishizaki then approached TV stations about adapting the film, and in 1977, a space battleship Yamato compilation film was born. The film became the first anime film to achieve this feat, grossing 2.1 billion yen at the box office, approximately $7.5 million to $8.7 million at the time. It attracted 2,252,000 viewers. The following year, in 1978, Farewell to Space Battleship Yamato, Warriors of Love saw long lines forming all night long, even before the film's release. Box office revenue, approximately 4.3 billion yen, approximately $20 million to $21.5 million at the time. Audiences, approximately 4 million. This sparked a space battleship Yamato craze that lasted for 2 years. 4.3 billion yen in 1978 is equivalent to about 7 to 8 billion yen in today's currency, or roughly $150 to $200 million in today's dollar terms.
So, it's no exaggeration to say that producer Nishizaki created the era of space battleship Yamato. He's an amazing person.
I can't say with pride that he's a wonderful person, though.
Huh?
Anyway, let's take a look at the final space battleship Yamato figure in part 1. What we'd like to introduce is the Space Battleship Yamato Digital Grade Series, a capsule figure from a capsule vending machine called Gashapon, released by Bandai Company, limited around June 2021. Digital grade will be referred to as DG below. This series is characterized by ultra-precise modeling and digital coloring techniques, which allow for products with a high level of realism that goes beyond the limits of capsule toys. The lineup includes 6 different mecha based on the theme of Farewell to Space Battleship.
This time we're focusing on the Iscandar arc. The figures are mainly from Farewell to Space Battleship, right?
Well, after all, Space Battleship Yamato was explosively popular with Farewell to Space Battleship Yamato. So I guess that's why there are so many products and the fans have such strong feelings about it. I also have a lot of Farewell to Space Battleship Yamato products in my collection.
I see.
This time, we will introduce 2 models from the DG Grade series, Mechanic Type Yamato and Mechanic Type Andromeda. Let's start with the Mechanical Type Space Battleship Yamato.
Come to think of it, there was also a Space Battleship Yamato Mechanic Type plastic model, right?
Yeah, you know a lot. I have the plastic model. So next time I get the chance, I'll try making a video on how to make it. It feels a little smaller than the first, Amada's space battleship Yamato combined eraser. Even though it's small, the quality is high. The internal structure of Yamato has also evolved over time, so it might be interesting to compare them.
Like the mock-go that we did the other day, when you can see the internal mechanism, it feels really moe.
Even though it's so small, there are fighter jets in the hangar.
Wow, amazing. Next up,
This is the Earth Defense Force flagship Andromeda.
Andromeda is just as popular as Yamato.
Unlike Yamato, it has less roundness and a cold, sharp, and heavy feel. And I think its greatest feature is that it has two-wave motion guns.
It's rare to see the internal mechanical structure of Andromeda.
That's right. The only source I have is Farewell to Space Battleship Yamato, Warriors of Love, a detailed illustrated collection published by Asahi Sonorama. Of course, Mechanic Andromeda has never been released as a plastic model.
It's a shame. If there's a Mechanic Yamato plastic model, I definitely want the Mechanic Andromeda one too.
Yeah, I wish they had a bigger size. The figures we introduced were the DG-grade Mechanic Type Space Battleship Yamato and the Earth Defense Force flagship Andromeda.
So, that's all for today. It's time to go.
This concludes Space Battleship Yamato Part 1. There's no end to the stories about Space Battleship Yamato. We still have more figures. The rest will continue in Part 2 of the Space Battleship Yamato figures.
This is a figure episode, but will there be a plastic model episode too?
That's right. Of course, I'm planning to film a plastic model building episode as well. But as always, I don't have any plans for when I'll be able to upload the video. So please wait patiently. I'd appreciate it if you could look forward to Part 2 of the figure episode.
On this Bull channel, Bull and I, Fukan, share things that we find interesting and fun from here in Japan to the world. We would be incredibly happy if you could subscribe and give us a like. We have no intention of running this channel for monetization or commercial purposes. It's just a hobby and something we enjoy. But your comments and subscriptions keep us motivated. Your comments will be useful as reference for our future activities. So we would appreciate it if you could leave a comment.
Thanks for watching until the end.
Let's hang out here again. See ya!
See ya!